Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky. So today, after the market closes, Apple, Amazon, and Meta are set to report earnings, and this is what the market's expectation is. I'm going to keep today's video super short and sweet. I would love to host today's live session once they report earnings, and if you want me to host that, all I literally ask you to do is get this video to over 1,000 likes and subscribe to the channel just to make sure enough people show up. If not, no hard feelings. Again, I'll just keep you up to date later today. So let's go ahead and start sharing my screen. So what are the market's expectations for revenue and for earnings per share? Meta is set to report earnings today, February 1st, after the market closes with an EPS of $4.96 and revenue at $39.02 billion. I want to remind you, for those that are a little bit newer to the market, that it's not just about them exceeding expectation or coming in higher than what is already expected for their earnings per share and for their revenue, but something that is often overlooked, but in my opinion more important, is the earnings call. This is where about an hour to maybe 2 hours after the market closes, they jump on the phone and they announce what happened on their previous quarter and what's to come for future quarters. This is where it's called guidance. And for investors or new investors, it is often very valuable to see, okay, hey, Meta is set to expand in these specific areas and it's growing. So therefore, it's encouraging for new investors to maybe jump on and for existing investors to continue to invest with this given company. Now, if guidance is off, meaning that if guidance is lower than what is expected, if there's some form of slowdown, a reduction of workforce, something that can signal that this company is not potentially doing the best, then maybe that creates some selling pressure, right? Current investors might want to sell, new investors might not want to invest. This is where we might begin to see them to sell off. There's many times that a company can exceed expectation for earnings per share and for revenue and still sell off. We saw it with Google just 2 days ago. So just wanted to make sure that you were aware so you're not surprised. Amazon is set to report earnings after the market closes today with an EPS of 79.51 EPS and revenue at 165.95 billion. And then Apple is set to report earnings today after the market closes with an EPS of $2.10 per share with an overall revenue of $118.06 billion. Now, the big focus that I wanted you to be aware of is when it comes down to Apple. Apple is one of the most valuable companies that's publicly traded. So the way that it moves today will be very influential to the overall NASDAQ market. You might not be invested in Apple, but you might be invested in something else that is part of NASDAQ or the S&P 500. And because of Apple's movement today, depending if it rallies or if it sells off, will most likely move whatever stock it is that you are invested in if it's a part of S&P 500 or the overall NASDAQ. Looking at Apple, it's been seeing some nice little retracement, but why? Again, the big focus for today when it comes down to Apple reporting earnings is Apple will report its first quarter earnings after the bell on Thursday, which is today, after investors seek more insight on the company's iPhone sale performance. That's a big focus, right? I want to remind you that Apple was previously downgraded in early January due to fears that the iPhone 15 is underperforming in China. So this is where, again, they can beat the earnings per share, they can beat the overall revenue. But if they see that the iPhone 15 is underperforming in China, then that within itself will validate the fear that was instilled in early January and maybe create some more selling pressure. Again, we'll talk about this in a little bit more detail in today's later video. If you guys want me to host that live stream, again, all I literally ask you to do is drop a thumbs up, get this video to over 1,000 likes, and make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can keep you up to date and so YouTube can notify you when it is that I go live, which is going to be today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, once the stock market closes and once these companies actually start to report earnings. And remember, if you have any questions before any of these companies report earnings, either comment down below or feel free to shoot me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram, which is the first or third link in the description down below. I just wrapped up my live trading session, and friendly reminder, I trade live every single morning. If you want to tune on in as soon as tomorrow, make sure you click that second link down below, and I'd love to see you there. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.